Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and I love makeup. Today's video is gonna be sharing with you makeup products I have repurchased more than once. And this video is specifically going to be for my freelance makeup artist kit. I do work as a freelance makeup artist doing makeup for a lot of brides and special occasions and photo shoots and different projects like that. I have been working as a makeup artist for a little over 3 years now. And so I've purchased a lot of products. I've tried a lot of things. I kind of know my way around what works really well for makeup being photographed and for brides and for things like that. I wanted to make this video specific to my freelance kit because, you know, I have drugstore foundations and things like that I've repurchased a lot that I use on myself, but I thought I would make this video specific to freelancing. But if you want more videos on products that I've repurchased, just let me know, just leave a comment. Also, really quick, this has nothing to do with the video, but it feels so good to be wearing makeup right now, which sounds funny to say, but I have been not feeling well for the past few days and I've not worn any makeup for the last like 4 or 5 days. And you know, when you do that and you get to a point where there's like no residue of any like eye makeup left on your face or anything, and like you get to a point where you're like, I look like a boy. That's where I was at. So just putting on some makeup today, even though I'm still keeping it really casual and chill and just wearing a hat and everything, I'm just like, oh. The first product I want to talk about is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance eyeshadow palette. I have repurchased this because I basically completely went through the other one, not every shade, but a lot of the shades. And I love this palette. If you don't have it in your collection, it is worth every penny and more. The shadows are so pigmented, so buttery, so blendable. They are just amazing to work with. And you really can create so many looks with this palette. It is a go-to palette for me when working on brides, and kind of like a go-to look that I do that looks amazing on every bride is I'll dip into these transition shades, then this red ochre shade, then deepen it up with Cypress Umber, this brown, and then use this Primavera shimmer shade on the lid. And that is a look that I do all the time on brides and it just looks absolutely stunning. And then if you want it to be more of like a pinky purple look, which like I had a bride last week who her wedding was all like pinks and mauves and she just kind of wanted those tones on her eyes, so I just threw in a couple of these shades, just a little bit, and it just kind of like turned the look into those type of tones. And then this orange, this Real Gar shade, is a really great orange if you want to make it into like a warm look. It's just an amazing palette. So I love it. I know that I'll repurchase it again when I go through this one, and I highly recommend it. Another palette is the Kat Von D Shade Light Contour and Highlight Palette. This is a powder palette. I think they have a cream palette as well, but this is the powder palette oh dear, my mirror is showing my mess. It has these 3 contour shades and these 3 highlight shades, and I reach for this all the time. I depend on this thing. I use it all day long, every day, for everybody. It has just a nice variety of shades that you can use on so many different skin tones. And I actually went ahead and repurchased, so I had the original one that just had it did not have the refillable pans, and I repurchased that I don't know how many times, but now I have the one with the refillable pans, so I've been repurchasing the pans, but I don't know that it really is that great of a value to repurchase the pans because they're pretty expensive. So just decide what works for you, but this is an amazing palette. You would never regret owning this. It is great for contouring. I'm also always using the Hoola Benefit bronzer. This is a bronzer, it's a matte bronzer that looks so good on so many different skin tones, and it's just a go-to of mine as well. I use that Kat Von D palette and then this Hoola Benefit bronzer the most when it comes to bronzing and contouring and sculpting the face. So I've gone through a lot of these, love it, absolutely recommend it. I love this highlighter so much, as you probably know if you've watched some of my other videos, but it's the Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop Highlighter. And it is so good. I don't think I ever want to be without this highlighter. The shade is just such a pretty, flattering, peachy champagne shade, and the formula is so buttery. It's so shimmery and wet looking on the skin, but it's not chunky or glittery or too much at all, and it just looks incredible. And I love it because it works really well on a lot of different skin tones. I actually love it on super fair skin as well as a really deep, nice tan complexion. So I love this highlighter. If you don't have it, you need it, worth every penny. Let's talk about foundation for your freelance kit. So there's a few foundations that I have repurchased, but I just didn't feel like I'd repurchased them enough to be truly worth mentioning in this video. But what I did feel was worth mentioning is the Lancome, it's kind of a long name, Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear 24-hour foundation. Looks like this, and I have repurchased this foundation non-stop over the last years of freelancing. It is just a perfect foundation in my opinion. It gives really great coverage, but it does not look or feel cakey on the skin. It wears so well. And something that I love is it really doesn't settle into like your smile lines or around your nose at all, or like hardly at all, which is really nice. That's something that I really look for in a foundation that I use on my brides, is I want them to be able to wear the makeup all day and feel like it still looks so fresh. And this is kind of funny, but I've had a lot of clients who have texted me like the next day after I've done their makeup, and they're like, I'm still wearing the makeup and it still looks perfect. And I'm like, okay, great. So, I mean, I didn't recommend to them to wear the makeup that long, but it just proves how good this foundation is. And it is a little more on the pricey side, but in my opinion, if you are going to be a freelance makeup artist, foundation is something that you need to invest in, because that's, you know, the base of the makeup, and it needs to last, and you need to provide your client with something high quality like that. So, I mean, there's other products that you can get, amazing products for great prices. You know, you can start out with Morphe eyeshadow palettes. There's even really great drugstore concealers you can use. But as far as foundation goes, I really recommend investing in a higher end foundation for clients, and this one is my favorite as of the last few years. Okay, moving on to concealer. If you've watched any of my other videos, it's no surprise that I love this for concealer, and it's actually a foundation plus concealer. It's from Clinique. It's the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer, and I bought it a few years ago when Candy Johnson was saying that it was her favorite foundation ever. She loved it. She said it just made your skin look so perfect. So I got it and I tried it on myself as foundation, and I actually felt like it was way too much. It was too full coverage. Like, I felt like I looked plastic or something, which that's saying a lot because I love full coverage. Like, I'm not somebody who just wears like a tinted moisturizer every day. I like full coverage, but for me it was too much. And then one day I saw a video from Patrick Starr, and he was using it as concealer. He actually used Tarte Shape Tape on one side of his face and used this as concealer on the other side of his face, and he was saying how he felt like they were super duper similar and he loved using it as concealer. And I was like, So I tried it and I've never gone back. It's my favorite thing. It seriously just makes your skin look perfect, but not too much, because you're just using it in those areas where you want more coverage. And the other thing that is great about this is I believe that one bottle of this is about the same price as a tube of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, but you get 3 times the amount of product in this. So it's a really great bang for your buck and amazing quality. So I love this, it's the best. I have 2 powders I want to talk about that I've repurchased a billion million times. So the first one is the RCMA No Color Powder. I believe it is around $10 for this powder, and it's actually quite a lot of powder. And I love it because it really doesn't provide any additional coverage. It doesn't make your makeup look cakey. It just sets everything really well in like this magical sheer kind of way. And I love it. It really works for keeping your makeup in place, and it doesn't make your makeup or like your concealer under your eyes look crepey at all. It is a powder that I absolutely love. I do not like the packaging, so I actually always put it in an old Coty Airspun container because it's like so hard to use. I don't like the packaging, but I do absolutely love this powder. And then I also love the Coty Airspun powder, the translucent powder. They have a few different kinds, and I love this one for different reasons. It's kind of funny because I said that I love how this one doesn't add any additional coverage or anything. This one does add additional coverage, but in a way that I like. It doesn't look cakey or crepey, but it just kind of perfects everything and kind of adds like an extra layer of perfection to the foundation. And so I like both of them for very different reasons, but I don't think I could choose a favorite. This is about $5. You can get it just at Walmart or the drugstore, and it's a really good one. My favorite blush of all time is the Milani Luminoso blush, and it is this specific color. I've tried the baked blush in the color Dolce Pink recently, and it's really good, but it is not as magical as Luminoso. This blush is magical. It really is. It is the most perfect peachy, corally shade that's so flattering on so many skin tones. I've said that about so many products, but that's why these are go-to products. And it has the most gorgeous glow and sheen to it. It is truly magical. That's the only word I have to describe this blush, is magical. And it is shimmery, so sometimes I'll use matte blush kind of all over the cheek area and then pop this more like where the highlight meets the blush. And then sometimes I feel like kind of using it more generously or like as the only blush. Either way, I use it. Ooh, it does come with a little brush that I do not use. I love this blush. If you haven't tried this blush, you need to go to Walmart and get it right now because it is so magical. This is the Simple Replenishing Moisturizer, and this is the only moisturizer that I use on my clients. It's amazing. It is so hydrating, but it does not make the skin greasy or oily whatsoever. It works so well on so many different, well, really all skin types. Honestly, I use it on everybody because it's amazing. And it almost acts as a primer because it's just so good under makeup. And another thing I love about it is it soaks into the skin quickly. So it's not like you need to moisturize and then make sure you wait 30 minutes before putting on foundation. I love to apply it and then apply foundation right away, and it just is so good. So I'm always repurchasing this. I always have several on hand as backups, and I use it every single time I do a client's makeup. I've gone through so many of these Real Technique sponges. It's all that I use as far as sponges go. I just love the way that they apply foundation and concealer and powder for baking and blend out cream contour. I use them for everything all over the face, and I just don't feel the need to try any other beauty sponges because I'm so happy with how well these perform, and they are inexpensive. You can pick them up at Walmart or the drugstore, and I totally depend on these for my life. Let's talk about lips. This right here is my little go-to. It is actually from New Skin. It's their Power Lips Fluid, and specifically this color is my go-to. I have a couple other colors that I do love, but this is the color Persistence. I'll link it below. I'll link everything in this video below. But this is just like a perfect nude color that has some depth to it, like it's not too nude. And this is what I use the most on brides. It is a liquid lipstick that dries down totally matte, and it does not transfer or smudge or kiss off, and it's really quite a comfortable formula. It doesn't feel just like dry and uncomfortable on your lips. You really just don't even feel like you're wearing it, and my clients love this. Every time that I post a picture of a client, like on Instagram or on my Instagram story, I always get questions. What's on their lips? That's the perfect nude. That's the perfect color. And it's almost always this. I use it all the time, and it's just really a perfect bridal lip. I do have this more pinky shade as well. This is the color Determined. And I sometimes mix these to make more of a pinky nude because it is quite just like a nice pink. So I don't use this one as much as this, but I like to mix them and stuff like that. But Persistence is my little go-to. Staying on the topic of lips, I am obsessed with the ColourPop Ultra Satin liquid lipsticks, and my two favorite colors are Aquarius and Alyssa. So Aquarius is this nude, perfect nude, my favorite nude ever of all time. And then Alyssa is this more pinky shade. And these are just the most perfect colors ever. And I love this formula of the Ultra Satin Lip. These are $7 a piece. So as opposed to these Power Lips, I believe these are $25 a piece. Worth it, but a little pricey for a lip. And these are $7 a piece. So definitely affordable. And I just love them. They look so good. They make your lips look very full and plump. They look really pretty with a gloss over top. These are not transfer proof. So their finish on their own is kind of a soft matte. So like not totally matte, but not shiny at all, but they do transfer. Like they will kiss off. They're not transfer proof. So you just want to be mindful of that, but they are absolutely stunning, and I use them all the time and I love them. My last thing that I wanted to mention is these Kiss lashes in number 11. These right here are one of my most purchased lashes. I have some other lashes from AliExpress that I use a lot, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. But I did just want to mention these because if you are wondering what products to put in your freelance makeup artist kit, these really are a go-to. They are really beautiful, so flattering on the eyes, but they're not too much. And I get a lot of clients who are a little afraid of having like huge false lashes on, and they always love these because they totally add that pop, make your eyes stand out, look gorgeous in photos, but they're just not too much. They're really lightweight and comfortable to wear, and you can get them at Walmart. So I do absolutely love these, and I purchase them all the time. So that is that. Those are my products I've repurchased for my freelance kit. Oh, no, I almost forgot one of the most important things. Hold on. How can I make this video without mentioning my Morphe spray? I love this spray, you guys. I am in a very serious, very long-term, very committed relationship with this setting spray. It is unlike any setting spray I've ever used, and I don't think I could ever live without it. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but that's how I feel. It really does lock your makeup in place and make it last all day. When I don't use this, I don't know why I wouldn't use this, but I mean when I've like tried not using it, then I notice a huge difference because this really does keep your makeup in place all day. But that's not even the thing I love the most about it. The thing I love the most about it is the way it makes your makeup look. It seriously is like spraying a filter on your face. Because you know how sometimes after you do your makeup, it can look kind of just like powdery, and like the foundation and the concealer and the powder, everything, it just kind of doesn't really look like skin. Well, once you spray this all over your face, then it all just like melts together into your skin, and you look like Barbie and you look perfect, and it's just so magical, and I absolutely love it. And it's an aerosol spray, so it like distributes so evenly on your face. It doesn't ever like squirt out and like leave weird dots on your face, because it's just like this perfect mist. It's about $15 for this bottle, and I always have several on hand. I don't think I'd ever do anybody's makeup without using this. I love it. I love it. So yeah, good thing I remembered to mention this. Okay, that wraps up this video. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Please leave a comment down below letting me know what's a product that you've repurchased, or just a go-to product or a product you've fallen in love with. I would love to know. So please leave that comment down below, and also let me know what videos you'd like to see next, because I love making videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. Have an amazing day. Love you.